You know when you see a star athlete make some unbelievable game-winning play? Of course, that's raw talent. It's thousands of hours of practice. But what you're not seeing is this huge team of people working behind the scenes, making that exact moment possible. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the absolutely fascinating world of sports medicine.
So let's just ask the big question right off the bat. Who really keeps that star athlete on the field? I mean, is it just their doctor? Is it the coach? Well, as you're about to find out, the real answer, it's a lot bigger and way more interesting than you probably think.
All right, let's get into what this actually is. See, sports medicine isn't just one thing. It's this huge field, a whole bunch of different medical practices all tied to physical activity and sports. And the goal? It's all about improving and maintaining an athlete's ability to function at their best. We're not just talking about fixing what's broken here. No, it's about optimizing the entire human machine for peak performance.
Okay, to really wrap your head around this, you've got to think of it as having two main sides. Kind of like offense and defense on a team, right? You've got one side that's all about pushing performance to its absolute limit. That's the offense. And then you have the defense, which is totally focused on managing and recovering from the injuries that, let's be honest, are bound to happen.
And boom, here's a great way to visualize that split. This is what's known as the sports medicine umbrella. Super simple. On one side, you've got human performance, that's the proactive, let's get better part. And on the other side, you've got injury management. That's the reactive, oh no, something's wrong, let's fix it side.
So let's dig into that a little deeper. The human performance side, that's all about optimization. We're talking about things like exercise physiology, which is basically understanding how the body works, sports psychology for getting your head in the game, and of course nutrition for fuel. Then you flip to the injury management side. That's all about reactive care. This is your traditional medicine, your physical therapy, your athletic training, all the stuff that happens after an injury goes down.
Okay, so who are the actual people making all this magic happen? It's time to meet the roster. And I'm telling you, this isn't just a couple of specialists. We're talking about a full starting lineup of experts, and every single one has a super specific, critical job to do.
First up, you've got the medical and therapy squad. Now, these are the people you probably think of first, right? The team physicians, the nurses, the physical therapists, all providing that direct medical care. But the squad is bigger than that. It also includes people like dentists and massage therapists. They're all focused on diagnosis, treatment, and that hands-on recovery.
Then we've got the performance and science squad, and this is where things get really cool and nerdy. You have exercise physiologists who are basically looking at the athlete's engine, how the body uses energy and responds to all that training. Then there are biomechanists who are all about the mechanics, the physics of how an athlete moves. They're looking for those tiny little tweaks in form that can maximize power and, just as importantly, prevent injury. Throw in the nutritionists and sports psychologists, and you've got a whole team dedicated to fine-tuning both the body and the mind.
And finally, you need someone to tie this all together. That's the leadership and support squad. This includes the coaches, of course, directing the strategy on the field. It's the strength and conditioning specialists building that raw physical foundation. And really importantly, it can even include social workers who are there to support the athlete's well-being when they're off the field.
Okay, so you've got this huge, diverse team of experts. That could get messy, right? You absolutely need clear leadership. And while every single person we've mentioned is vital, the research really points to two central figures who act as the coach and captain of this whole operation, the team physician and the athletic trainer. All right, let's look at the team physician's playbook. This person is the ultimate medical authority, no question. They're the ones compiling detailed medical histories, running physicals before the season even kicks off, and diagnosing all the injuries. They are the go-to medical resource for the entire team. And listen, if there's one thing to remember about their role, it's this. The source material is crystal clear here. The physician must have the final say on when an athlete is okay to get back in the game. Not the coach, not the player, not the general manager, the physician. And why is that so important? Because it's all about protecting the athlete's long-term health, sometimes from themselves, over those short-term wins.
So where does the athletic trainer fit into all this? Think of them as the on-the-ground expert. They work under the direct supervision of that team physician. And that partnership, that clear chain of command, it's absolutely crucial to making the whole system work. And this really lays out the athletic trainer's day-to-day grind. They are the first ones on the scene, recognizing and giving immediate care when an injury happens right there on the field. But it's so much more than that.
They manage the entire process from treatment to rehab to reconditioning. And on top of all that, they're handling the paperwork, injury records, insurance, you name it. They are, without a doubt, the operational heart of this team.
Okay, so we've established this massive team of super smart, highly skilled people. So how do they actually come together and, win? Because it's not enough to just have a bunch of talented individuals on a roster. They need a playbook for how to work together successfully.
So what's in that playbook? It's actually pretty simple. It all boils down to teamwork. 3 big things: close and constant communication, deep trust in each other's expertise, and always keeping the athlete in the loop. Those are the keys to victory.
Now, this whole organized system, it didn't just pop up out of nowhere. Sports medicine is a serious professional field with a real history. I mean, look at this timeline. You've got key organizations that basically built the field as we know it today. We're talking the National Athletic Trainers Association, founded way back in 1950, the American College of Sports Medicine in 54, and the National Strength and Conditioning Association in 78.
So what's the point of these groups? Well, they do some really important stuff. They develop the professional standards, the code of ethics. They set up ways for everyone to share knowledge, through research and conferences. And maybe most importantly, they push for critical thinking. Basically, they're the ones making sure everyone taking care of an athlete is a top-tier professional. And that brings us to our final thought, and it's a big one. This is the question that everyone on that team has to deal with. Imagine this: your star quarterback has a concussion but is begging to play in the championship game. Their short-term goal, winning that game, is in direct conflict with their long-term health. Who should really make that final call? Now, we know the physician has the official authority, but the pressure from coaches, teammates, the fans, the athlete, it can be absolutely immense. It's a really tough question, and there's just no easy answer.